Well, anyway, guys, welcome. Let's do a retake. Okay, welcome back to the Studio 101 review, Scourge from ROTB.
ROTB! Okay, let's take a look at the Go box.
Still a nice box.
That was a commercial from when I was younger. It was for a video game, and the guy was like, "Go box!" Like he was playing the box instead of the game. I loved it. And I've never been able to get Go box out of my head since then. All of you younger generations just missed out on incredible stupidity like that just never ends. I try to bring as much as I can to you. That's the flavor you get here. The art box art is really good. I liked Scourge kind of in the movie. Yeah, he was pretty cool. The other two were actually, the Terrorcons were all pretty good, I think. You know, and so they were all pretty visually.
Oh my god.
They were all pretty visually memorable, I feel, also. Like, that was a problem I had with the Bay films, is that it was somewhat difficult to tell Shockwave and Starscream apart and so on. And they did not have this problem at all with the Terrorcons. So there he is in his semi-truck mood. And I don't know what truck this is supposed to be.
Stay on there.
He has a horn on his roof. Like, if you had this gnarly of an actual truck and you were driving around with it, like, why? What's the horn for? I don't want to signal humans to get out of the way. No, you don't, man. You don't care. You don't care about us. There's destructions here, and so this one is 31 steps. This one is a tad complex, the old leader class, and here we have this is such a boring, ridiculous. They've used that same. Have they used that same scene for?
Oh, you know what?
They used it for all of them, though, right? All the Terrorcons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Nightbird, Road Trap, or not Road Trap, Battle Trap.
Yeah, I don't understand. He also has a weapon too, and you can take this off and then put on this. It just plugs into his arm. He doesn't actually have a functioning left arm. It's a weapon of some sort. This one, you can have him hold this. You can also plug this here weapon into his arm if you would like.
His head joint is extremely loose.
Yeah. There is some QC issues with this figure. No doubt about it. Starting with this. The head was the head connected? I can't remember when we unboxed him. But this is, look at this. This is a, hopefully you guys can see this. Let's see here. Yeah, there you can see. So it is a open ball joint in his neck, which is just such a weird design.
So it's better.
And the idea is that you can do this. If you do this, look. Yeah, you can really do this. You can have him detach his head. So if you go any further, if you're very careful, and you don't go any further than where his cowl touches that, this is such a weird, goofy design. It doesn't pivot correctly. It just comes off.
It's better to remove the head during transformation.
I mean, look, it should swivel here, and you can if you force it to stay on. But, and this just might be our model, but that is really, really unimpressive. He does have a really cool head sculpt, though. Okay, let's try this again. Now you guys can see. Yeah, okay, so he's got this kind of stuff going on, this kind of stuff going on. He's got
Floppy smokestack.
this cool chest thing. Yeah, flop. Yeah, which is it? This one?
Both of them, actually.
Oh, these are just these are terrible. Like, look, they just fall. Ah.
I feel like this is...
So this is a marquee line. This really actually kind of frustrates me. This is the marquee line, and like it should be better. You know, like they're not giving these toys away, especially in later class. Does have a nifty ratchet joint here. You can do things with the hips, so on. I think there is some. Oh, there's very little foot articulation, but there is some. Kicking up your heels. It's the little things like this that just, like, I shouldn't be able to do this with the smokestacks, I feel. I don't think that's great. Visually, though, he looks pretty good. He's got really cool detailing on him. And if you stand him up in robot mood, he's not bad. He's a little touch top heavy, and he's got this backpack thing here, which, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But from, well, and these things are just rubbish. These are supposed to stay up, and they don't like to do that, as you are no doubt observing right now. So yeah, QC, I'm a little disappointed in whatever factory that Hasbro and Takara tell me are using to make this, but I mean, very nice detailing though overall on him. Good coloration here. He's got these chains and stuff on him. So if you prop him up somewhere and maybe, is there any way to keep these stupid things in place? I don't think there is. Yeah, you could just glue them, I guess.
But if you display them in one mode specifically.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to just sit and tinker with this and try to get it so that they would stay. You might actually have to use like sticky tape, actually. But so I mean, that part would be okay, and there is decent articulation here, and here is a little wonky actually. Can you? This is so weird. The way his shoulder pads are set in is a little strange, honestly.
Well, at least his arm can, that's part of the transformation.
Yeah.
So at least his arm can rotate. I thought it could. If you
Loosen it a little bit.
just... That's also part of the transformation. It's going to make this significantly easier.
Yeah, I do like, yeah, you can just take that stuff up. Like, the head isn't supposed to be that removable, I don't think, but the weapons are.
Check it out. Actually, that doesn't look half bad.
No, he's got his blaster. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, he was, they made him out to be just a super strong,
This guy is super flimsy.
yeah, he was super strong in the movie, though.
But super flimsy is his figure.
Yeah.
Scourge would be disappointed in you, Hasbro.
You know, I don't know. Like, okay, so his head is obviously a design flaw. The rest of it might just be those particular joints. But honestly, looking at the smokestacks, there's nothing really holding them there. So I don't know.
Alright. Since I don't want to narrate this transformation.
Alright, you're just going to jump in.
Good enough.
First up the weapon. His transformation is sort of odd too, because it's not. I don't feel like it's super intuitive.
Intuitive is good.
Well, I mean it's. Not good or bad. It's just I think it's kind of helpful to being able to figure out transformations rapidly. All right, so we're flipping the shoulder pads around to the back and then pulling the front wheels forward, I think. And the way that the grill is attached is kind of funky too. But anyway, that is making the hood section, I believe.
Oh my. The transformation isn't very good on this, guys. I'd say display it in one mode specifically.
Yeah, this is not a good one to go back and forth with. I think that is accurate also.
I'd say that kind of reminds me of what Leader Class Optimus did, except Leader Class Optimus was about 10 times better than this thing.
I mean, so the finished. Well, there's obviously somewhat of an issue with robot mood in the finished form, but the finished form of vehicle mode does look pretty good. It's very, very aggressive. Yes, very aggressive. Yes, incomplete at the moment, but very aggressive.
It's aggressive while you're transforming it. It's gonna steal your Cheerios.
Spin the old legs around.
And this is the moment where I realize I did that wrong. Because it's leaning forward slightly.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's a double joint here, guys.
Oh, yeah. So it's a tricky one actually, because you have to have it flat against the roof to get it to fold down correctly. Get it?
Like this.
Yes. Yeah.
I always
That's just my thoughts on it. Just
accurate. Very accurate. Although I will admit, it is easier without this in the way.
yeah. If you take off the arm weapons, you can make it easier to maneuver around.
Now, this is very, very subtle, but you have to pull this little thing out from his foot that you probably won't even notice.
Oh yeah, because it goes into the other thing.
Yeah, and then you have to just fold the foot like that. And then like that, so that goes into that. Oh my.
It's fidgety.
You have to plug the knife into the leg. His big knife that's made of obsidian.
Big old knife. I mean, I will say this. I think the detailing that they did on the studio for ROTB is really, really good. But I kind of miss not having quality mainline toys also.
True, yeah. Alright,
And there he is. It is
vehicle mode.
vehicle form.
Oh, wait, hold on. Something needs to be tabbed in. There we go.
And just kind of the way that this looks is just it looks just kind of unfinished and strange.
It feels like there should be something covering up the legs.
Yeah, like that section right there. But there's not. I mean, you can see there's nowhere where it tabs in. It has to be there. Here's this section here. That's the underneath of this is just so weird. So normally the other arm would go. You can see it would go there and just comes in behind. And we have the floppy exhaust pipes, which is exactly what you want for your big rig. Oh, it's so bad. Why?
The vehicle mode is not good. Then the robot mode is okay, I think.
I don't mean the vehicle mode. I think the vehicle mode is fine. Just these floppy things are just really.
The smokestacks really drag the figure down.
Well, they don't help, that's for sure.
Oh, hey, look. His hand, it's walking on its own.
Looks like the cab is lopsided a little bit here. That's interesting. Wonder why. it is super fiddly. You can see that. You can see here. See?
Yeah.
It's super fiddly. I'm not sure what in there didn't. But that's where his head would go. But that's kind of what you can expect if you don't get the fiddling exactly right. But I mean, the detailing here, I like this. I like the red thing in the engine compartment. I like this super aggressive grille. I don't understand what is going on with this. So let's see if we can figure it out. See, there's that joint we were mentioning. Oh, it's so bad. So this should tab into that. Oh, there we go. It just wasn't tabbed in all the way. And this should tab into the legs like so. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think so. Vehicle mode, I think he's okay. I do like this. I mean, it's super aggressive, super unique. I do like his vehicle mode. I do.
I like this mode I made.
That is the best I've ever seen. With his head just sitting there.
Hand crab.
This is just irritating. You know, like Studio Series costs more, and it's like, come on, like why do we have this? Why is his head sitting over there? You know what I mean? Like, why is that there when it should be in there? But it won't stay there because the joint is trash. Hasbro, I don't know about you. I mean, so we can deal with some streakiness in, you know, like legacy lines and sub lines like that. But I think in the studio line, like that's their premier marquee line, man. Like you can't do stuff like this. I mean, it's obviously not like a masterpiece or anything like that, but still, like...
Do better.
Yeah, come on, guys.
We expect better from you. And that's not to say like every studio was like this. There have been some really good ones from the studio line.
Just so this is obviously... This might be a design flaw. You know, like, why not just have these ratcheting? That way they're going to be held wherever you want them. Like, why not just have them ratcheting instead of free floating? But this is a complete design flaw. Like, why would you ever think that was a good idea to have a ball joint with half of it exposed? Seriously.
I fail to see why they did this.
Yeah. Visually, though, I do think he looks good. Like, his colors and everything.
Visually is good. Just,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many flaws with this figure.
Well, I mean, besides the smokestack and the head, the transformation is wonky. But we've seen really weird transformations in other figures as well. So, to me, that's not that big of as much of a deal. Just
transformation's not that bad when you get the hang of it.
Yeah, it's not. Well, I mean, it's not great to be sure. But to me, that's less of a big deal than the head and the smokestacks, because those are just so bothersome the way that they just do that. They don't function correctly, and I think that is, and there's not a way to get them to function correctly. So as you guys can see, basically just kind of untab everything and then spread it back out.
Well, the transformation is not that hard.
It's just weird. I think more than anything, it's not intuitive. You know, where the wheels fold in like that, and then the shoulder pads actually become the hood and stuff. Like once you do it a few times, it'll probably be fine. But
until that point, just oh my god.
And that one's kind of interesting with his weapon actually molded directly into his arm, and you can't actually take it off. But you could have him hold another weapon, I guess, while he's got his sword thing there. I will say this though, like they clearly set out to make him hyper aggressive looking, and I feel like they succeeded pretty well with that.
They may not have succeeded in other things, but they succeeded in that.
Yeah, visually, he's quite good. Like if you're getting him just for visuals, like he's great.
Everything else?
Yeah, the transformation's not good. Quality control is really not good, at least for those two areas. And that's what's weird. Like you put all this time in on detailing it and sculpting it. There's two different types of plastic at least used here. With the acrylic and then just probably the regular, I'm assuming like a styrene or something. And all the paint detailing and stuff like that. And then just, you have these weak moving part points. It's just like, why? Why, Nemesis?
So instead,
his weapon will be his head from now on.
His alternate, just give him back his claw hand. Point it out, extend it, and then just
put his head in his hand.
This is honestly a better point to put his head in than his neck. And yeah. I feel like if this is the better way to get the head onto the figure, then I feel like you're doing it wrong.
Yes, I would agree entirely. Yeah, the head is just that ball joint. It's just bad. It's not. It's not in any way good design.
This is how I would choose to display him.
I mean, obviously, I'm not a designer of these things, but you can look at that from a perspective of it's a moving part, but half of it won't actually hold anything. So the ease of it just popping off of that completely is obviously quite pronounced. And I'm not quite sure why I just don't know why they would do it that way. Like I don't know. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. But there he is with his head in his hand, and hi. Very, very aggressive looking though. And I mean, he's a leader class. He's a nice chunky boy. I don't love the backpack, and I really don't love the exhaust pipes or the head joint as mentioned. But I think the rest of it is honestly really good. Like I like both the weapons. I think both the weapons are good. Oh, and then you can do something with this to. Do you spread it out and then put it on? You put it on the trailer, right? You put it on the back. We forgot to show you in vehicle mode what you can do with this, but it's something like this. And then you get a canoe and you just paddle.
Or alternatively, you could use this as the canoe.
Yeah.
Also, it would be highly cost efficient because all you'd have to do is just twist a few parts.
Yeah, but then if you go over the rapids, you're probably going to be regretting that it is that articulate. You'd be like, oh look, my boat just flipped, half of it did. Oh look, it's full of water now. This is boat's full of water, maybe not what you want. Just throwing that out there.
But personally, this is the best way to display him, obviously.
Yeah. That way he can't use that arm to attack anything either. He has to just hold his head.
This is the only way he can see the Autobots. Rocky would be very different if this was the only way he could see.
Yeah. Yep. That is correct. That is would be completely different. interested to see what the next, if there's going to be another live action movie, I guess. But I'm really interested to see what the next one, if they're going to do that G.I. Joe crossover that they teased in the last one, or what they're doing.
Or maybe if they just bring Dom Toretto into it.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just do a Fast and Furious tie-in. Although Fast and Furious obviously didn't exist in the 80s and G.I. Joe did. But, it's and Fast and Furious is not a Hasbro property.
Oh, yeah, and the weapon storage for the extra arms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can... Oh, yeah, here, actually. You can make a really beefy backpack.
He's just carrying around a
backpack.
Oh, what? Oh, I broke his leg.
Looks fine.
I bet that hurts. Well, let's just use his... He's just using his knife as a cane.
I mean,
he's just using his knife as a cane.
Oh, no, now he's Jetfire. he's
Scourge Jetfire.
Yeah, he's a Scourge Jetfire. Jetfire Scourge. He's a relatively stable figure, but... I think a very, very mixed bag for this one. But I think the
I feel like parts of this figure is just a complete
the
miss.
Porsche, the Mirage was also, I think, kind of a goofy transformation too, if I remember.
It was a goofy transformation, but at least it looked good in vehicle mode.
Yeah, I think this one looks... I like it in vehicle mode. Nightbird, I thought, was pretty good in vehicle mode also.
Battletrap was
okay. Yeah, he was fine.
And of course, we haven't had really any other ROTB figures than those. Other than that one Voyager Optimus.
From ROTB?
Yeah.
Which one?
The mainline.
Huh?
The mainline ROTB Optimus.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I forgot we actually did have a mainline. Huh. Well, there's a whole playlist, so you don't have to rely on my memory for ROTB, that you guys can check out every single one of the videos.
Also, I'm pretty sure ROTB is available on streaming platforms if you want to watch the movie for the character.
And there is also a studio playlist as well if you just want to see those. So, I think Mixed Bag is just where I feel like this guy is.
What is he doing?
But you only like him in
It looks like he's like surfing across with his knife.
He's doing ice skating. So you feel like he's only good in robot mode and that's it?
I don't like robot mode, so I'm agreeing with you on vehicle mode.
Okay, you feel like he's only good in vehicle mode and that's it?
Yeah, what do you feel?
No, I think he's a mixed bag. I actually do like him in robot mode as well. I just, again, his head and his exhaust pipes are just two major problems that, like, seriously affect this toy, like, considerably, or this figure, I guess, rather.
Oh, Action Hero pose.
I forgot they're not toys, they're action figures. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry, Hasbro, Takara Tommy. Takara Tommy.
That's a part of the company. They just changed the last part of it.
That's right,
to avoid copyright.
The pronunciation, yes. So anyway, there it is, guys. That is the Leader Class Studio 101 Scourge from Transformers Rise of the Beast, or as we like to call it, ROTB. If you did enjoy our look at this, please give us the old thumbs up. Hit the red subscribe button.
Collapsed.
If you have not done so already, guys.
Sure, it collapsed in City.
If there is a blue notification bell and comments available and you want to use those, feel free to do that. Also, check out the community tab right here on the YouTubes.com where I don't even know what to say about this. Where there's things you can read additional stuff from us directly rather than listening and visualizing from us. You can also read from us on the community tab right here at the YouTubes.com. So anyway, there it is.
Perfect display shot.
One last time for the world. It is Scourge Mangle.
Scrangle.
Studio.
Scrangle.
Nice. So there he is one last time. It is Scourge Mangle from Leader Class from Transformers Rise of the Beast. Good old ROTB. And we will see you all next time. Or.